Hi everybody, this is a video about mast cell activation syndrome and whether or not it can cause air hunger. What is mast cell activation syndrome, or MCAS for short? Basically that's where various triggers tell the mast cells in the body, mast cells being specialized types of white blood cells, to release their contents into the surrounding tissues. And one of the contents of the mast cells that receives the most attention is histamine. There are actually many other mediators that are released, if memory serves. I think that experts on the topic of mast cells, which there's at some of the various complex chronic illness focused conferences that I attend, they typically always have at least one expert on mast cells, and so they'll talk. I think I've heard them say there are like hundreds of different mediators in there, and most of them have not been studied. We really don't know what they do. It's just a great example of how there's lots that we know and there's so much that we still don't know about how the human body works. But when those mast cells are activated, they release histamine and cause a whole myriad of different symptoms. I had a recent video about air hunger and how that can be, well, I guess I was talking about air hunger in a recent video, I think about Babesia and Bartonella. Make too many videos, I can't remember, they're all blending together in my brain. But someone posted a question about this topic, or on that video rather, saying that, essentially they are experiencing symptoms of air hunger, and wondering, could that be caused by MCAS, or is it more likely that it would be Bartonella or Babesia? So thank you for the question. As per usual, nothing I'm saying should be construed as medical advice. This is for informational purposes only. If you need medical advice, please talk to your healthcare provider to get that advice. In my experience, I have certainly seen patients have an improvement in their air hunger when they have their MCAS symptoms treated. The big question is, what's happening behind the curtain in the body? As I've discussed in many of my videos, as I discuss extensively in my Overcoming Chronic Illness course, there is just so much overlap between different infections and different toxins, mold, and there are various triggers for MCAS, whether it's stress triggers, whether there's hormonal triggers or hormonal or like enablers of mast cell activation syndrome, food triggers, etc. So there's just oftentimes a big quagmire going on in the background of my poor patients that when they first come to see me. And so it's hard for me to say whether or not, when I'm treating the mast cell activation syndrome and I see air hunger getting better, is that because MCAS even in and of itself causes air hunger, or is it that by treating the MCAS, it's taking more strain off the system, and that's allowing the immune system to mount a better response against, say, the Bartonella that was driving the MCAS in the first place, for example. So unfortunately, was driving the air hunger. Oh yeah, yes. So treating the MCAS, giving the body more resources to treat the Bartonella that was causing the MCAS in the first place, but may have been causing the air hunger in and of itself in the first place. So it's hard to say it's hard to say definitively what's happening there. What I can say is that when patients are treated for MCAS, I have seen that improve air hunger. Just in terms of the exact mechanism of action behind that, I can't say for sure. But when we look at the pathophysiology of excessive histamine in the body, it makes all the sense in the world that should be able to cause air hunger just in and of itself. So that is my roundabout answer to the question. I hope that answered your question. If you or anyone else have further questions about this topic, please post in the comment section below, or questions about anything else, post that in the comment section below too. Thanks for your attention.